Hello, my name is Amy Kendall. I'm a career consultant at the University Career Center. In this video, we're going to go over some quick tips on evaluating job offers and salary negotiation. All right, so we'll start with research. So when evaluating job offers, we're going to do some research within. The first thing you're going to want to do when preparing to negotiate a salary offer is determine your worth. What do you have that you can offer that potential employer? Doing this will help you speak about your experiences and skills and will also help you evaluate and articulate what you have to offer. So some things that you can think about is your natural abilities, strengths, skills, work and or internship experience, leadership experience, and if you have any accomplishments. Another thing that you're going to want to look at is that market value. So you're going to take emotion out of the mix, gather those hard facts and data about the job, salary, and benefits. So people are paid to do the job you are wanting based on their background, credentials, education, training, skills, location. So you're going to use that criteria to determine your market value. Some resources that might be helpful during this market value research are salary.com and Glassdoor. So these are some great resources. All right, so next, you're going to think about your benefits. So benefit packages are often included for discussion at the time an offer is made. Be sure to do research on the benefits that are offered by the company that you're applying to so that you know what to expect and you know what benefits you want to receive. So just consider overall compensation, look at each component of that package, and then you're going to want to make sure that you are talking with human resources, seeing if there's any flexibility in if you're able to customize your package. All right, so next we have the resistance point. So you're going to want to decide on your resistance point. You're going to think carefully through this. This is the point in which you're prepared to say no, thank you, and walk away. So thinking about this ahead of time will help you make sure that you're not making a rash decision. Some things to consider when thinking about this is, how long have you been looking for a job? Are there any potential promotion or professional developments within this position? What experience will you gain? And then what other offers have you received, if any, at this point? All right. And then during that evaluating process, you don't want to rush your decision. So always take time to consider an offer, even if that offer is above what you were expecting. Um, you still want to make sure that you take time to review it carefully. If there's something you want to negotiate, take time, think about how you want to approach that discussion. And then lastly, when evaluating those job offers, you want to approach it with no what ifs. So try not to approach it with, what if I get a job offer elsewhere? While it's not exactly recommended, there's nothing wrong with retracting a job offer acceptance after receiving a better offer. There is, however, a right and wrong way to approach the situation. So holding off on telling an employer because you don't want to disappoint them takes away valuable time they could have to select another candidate and begin that onboarding process with them. Therefore, tell your employer as soon as possible. With that being said, it's important to make sure you're applying to jobs that you really want. You don't want to apply to jobs where you're not really interested. You really want to wait on something else better to come along. So really make sure that you're applying to jobs that you're wanting. And then secondly, it's important to learn how to negotiate to get what you're wanting. So you don't have to have those what ifs. Right, so we'll get into negotiation next. So, what can be negotiated? So, until you have an offer, you have nothing to negotiate. But once you do, these are some factors that may be negotiated depending on the employer. So, if salary, which is going to be your most common, any type of benefits, start date, location of position, schedule, flexible hours, professional development, childcare. So these are just some things that might be negotiated. So when not to negotiate, this is important. So the application and interview process is not a time to negotiate. If the employer brings it up during the interview process, these are some ways that you might be able to respond. And then if they ask in that application process, they might ask for salary history, you can just put 0 or NA in that application. Right, so this is kind of what the negotiation process might look like. During the negotiation process, the candidate will be in constant contact with an employer before they accept or decline. This um, is the time where a candidate has most power than any other time during that negotiation process. Just so some pro tips, you want to remain flexible, but again, have that walking away point. Practice, so really get confident, practice, and then use your value statements to back up your request. And then again, doing that research, gather your hard data, um, and practice what you're wanting to negotiate. All right, so your budget should not determine your target salary. So this negotiation is about your worth, not your expenses. It's important to remember that average salary is based on someone that is fully qualified for the job. So if you're fully qualified, then set your target by the average salary. And then if you exceed the qualifications, you can set your target a little bit higher, no more than 20%. So this is an example right here on how to begin that salary negotiation. There's a little conversation that you could um, either email, talk in person, like we recommend, or virtually. All right, so professional etiquette and impressions is really important. So throughout the negotiation process, the candidate will be in constant contact with employers. So candidates should continue to be mindful of their conduct and impression they are making with the employer. Inform employers you are pleased to receive an offer. Restate that you're very interested. Thank them for their consideration. You want to maintain a professional attitude that expresses gratitude and a willingness to reach an agreement. Consider negotiating in person, by phone, or by video chat. Talking about important details via email can lead to miscommunication, but it's important that if you are speaking, in person, phone to phone, video, that if an agreement arises, that is put down in writing. Remember that an employer can revoke an offer if something undesirable comes up, like a negative attitude at any time during the process. And avoid getting personal. This is a conversation, not a confrontation. All right, so just a little takeaway that every negotiation is unique. So do your research and talk with a career consultant. This is how you can schedule an appointment with us. So definitely schedule a job offer appointment with us. We, of course, do other appointments as well. And then that concludes this video. Again, if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to us.